get all the news from WTCN TV's expanded news gathering facility.
WTCN TV, Channel 11.
This is KARE 11 News at 10.
For the past century, the Science Museum has informed and entertained generations of Minnesotans. And now, as we enter a new century, there's a new museum filled with exhibits that make this facility one of the very best in the country. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to KARE 11 News Saturday. I'm Frank Vassalero, live in our Golden Valley studios this morning. And
I'm Belinda Jensen, live in the Science Museum, of course, over in St. Paul. Good morning, Frank.
Good morning, Belinda. How you doing?
I'm doing just fine. I'm in the Rivers Gallery, and it's great to be here. I have a cot in the back, and it's very comfortable. So
yes, you've been spending a lot of time there. You did the show yesterday at 9 and 5 and 6 as well. You know, that was kind of my first question for you. And I know you were there earlier in the week, you know, taping things. Now that you've been there and seen a lot of it, aside from the stuff that you were assigned to do, give us an idea of what you like about it.
Well, you know what I think I really is just the most amazing thing is the amount of space that they have in this building, Frank. 8.5 acres of land. And you know what? Another thing is just the location. Being right on the river, it's absolutely so gorgeous. It's going to be a place where people are going to come again and again and really enjoy themselves. They've really done a great job with the 3 main galleries here. And of course, I think what people are going to come by year after year and month after month is going to be those IMAX Omni Theater movies. Because they're just going to be so amazing. So it's going to be a place for young and old and for people to visit again and again. And the repeat visits, I think, is going to be kind of the most amazing thing from this Science Museum.
Yeah, the place looks so cool. I can't wait to show people and let you show them what you have this morning. It's really, really, really neat. I'd imagine that, well, today is opening day officially. They've had some unofficial opens and open houses, but I'd imagine they'll have a huge crowd, don't you think, today?
I know. I was just talking to the president. We're counting on a lot of people today. The grand opening is at 9:30 this morning, so it is going to be absolutely a wonderful event. And you know, there's been so much leading up to this point that there's a lot of anticipation. We've shown people a lot of different things already. We have so much to show you this morning as well. And people are going to be coming in droves, and they're going to be coming day after day. So it's going to be a lot of fun. You know, when I was a kid, every single year, Frank, we used to go to the Science Museum for field trips and whatnot across town on Wabasha. And you know what, this place is nothing like that place. And so all the kids that live in the Twin Cities have so much to look forward to by coming around and coming to this theater and coming to this place. Being
someone with a science background yourself, were there things there that you could learn, or is it really just geared more for kids or for teenagers? Or I mean, were you looking at stuff going, wow, I didn't know that, or wow, this is cool, or I learned something from it?
Well, you know, when you think about a museum, you kind of think about just walking around and looking at things. But this museum is very, very interactive. There's a lot of touch and feel going on, and of course, kids always like that. So that's going to be one part of it. And then also, the bottom line is each gallery really has something for everyone. And so, you know, you go into the human body gallery, and I think kids would get a kick out of seeing, you know, the blood flowing through the veins and taking some skin off the side of your mouth and figuring out what your DNA is. I mean, yeah, some really neat things. And of course, I think the pinnacle of the museum is the dinosaurs. And you know, I talk to kids every week, and every week I want to be a paleontologist. And so this is a great place. And I mean, the dinosaur exhibit is twice as big as it was over on Wabasha, and there's 3 times as many dinosaurs in that exhibit. So.
Wow.
I know. So
it sounds great.
It is really a lot of fun. I think you'd have fun, you know, coming here with your wife, but you'd also have fun coming here with your mother. And then again, later next year, you'll be coming here with your little ones. So.
Right, with Minnie V.
With Minnie V.
Well, that's great. I'm looking forward to seeing everything you have to show. If you do the honors of telling people where you're at and what you've got coming up, I'll get ready to do the news.
All right. Well, thanks a lot. You know what? We want to let you know where the Science Museum is. We've been talking a lot about it. It's location with this place. It's just gorgeous. It's right on the river, and it's right across from the new River Center as well. So right across the street, and the actual address is 120 West Kellogg. Now, one of the most exciting features is the phenomenal new state-of-the-art Omni Theater, which is just humongous. It's unbelievably huge. The massive dome screen can be used with one of the most powerful video systems in existence. It's 9 stories tall. It is just something you have to see to believe. And also, you know, you think about the museum and you think about the little kids, you think about maybe the older kids, but sometimes you wonder if the older kids will really like it and if they'll come back year after year. So we set the whatever crew off in the museum, and we're going to find out what they're going to really find that's cool for them, and we have some neat things there. And also, we let Eric Perkins loose in the Science Museum only for a short period of time, but really that's all it took to get in trouble, and he did, and we have that coming up this hour as well. We don't want to forget about all of you that have plans this weekend. We know this is the second weekend of December, and there's a lot of things to do. You got your Christmas cards, you got all those presents to buy, and we have your forecast for you to let you know that everything's going to be very quiet. Let's take a look at some morning temperatures, first of all. Morning temperatures around the area have been very, very typical the last couple of days, in the 20s, upper 20s, 28 degrees in Brainerd, 27 in St. Cloud. We understand there's some gusty winds and some cold wind chills, and we're going to tell you about those in just a few minutes. 28 degrees as well up to the north, 27 in Red Wing. And as we take a look at today's forecast for the Twin Cities, this is the way it looks. A cloudy morning with more sun by later today, and breezy as well, with a daytime high of around 38 or 40 in the Twin Cities, with south winds 7 to 15 miles per hour.
We have all sorts of cool stuff ahead on KARE 11 News Saturday. The Giz Wiz is here with the latest high-tech holiday technology gadget gifts, including a brand new way to check your email without a computer. We'll see what that's all about. Also, we're going to head back to the brand new Science Museum in Minnesota to find out more about the awesome features there. None of that would be complete, of course, without eating. And Belinda has the 4-1 What on Food of the Future. Also, there are plenty of things to entertain the little ones with at the museum. But what about the bigger kids? Well, the kids from the Whatever Show found some terrific stuff for teens. It's all ahead, so be sure to stick around for that.
Well, welcome back to KARE 11 News Saturday. We kind of have a split show today. Of course, Mr. Vassalero is over in Golden Valley, and I'm over in St. Paul, and this is a beautiful shot of Minneapolis. And welcome back. Thanks for joining us. We've got so much coming up for you. We're going to do a little weather for you in a minute. Of course, I'm in the top floor. Well, actually, the fifth floor. Sixth floor is even greater. It's where the cafe is and the restaurant is. But I'm in the river gallery, and, you know, you think about the river, and you think about, okay, what lives in that river? And, you know, well, here at the Science Museum, they have it all figured out. And we have some fish to show you, and they're, you know, they're not slimy, so I like this. But check this out. And they're, of course, the real poundage as well. This is a catfish, and I guess the biggest catfish ever caught in the Mississippi River was 44 inches and over 35 pounds. This one weighs about 22 pounds. I don't know about you, but did you know there were eels living in the Mississippi River? This is an American eel. That scares me. Okay, and then I thought this guy was kind of cute. It's, oh my gosh, he's about 62 pounds. This is, no, he's not 62, he's about 35. This is the paddlefish. Isn't that cool? Paddlefish. I don't know what he does with this, but it's quite neat. Oh, there's also a 92-pound sturgeon in the back, and there's a scale, and you can weigh them all and learn about them, and that's all I can do for today. Let's take a look at how we're doing with our weather, because it looks as though we're going to have a very, very decent weekend. You know, actually this morning we have some pretty strong wind gusts, and so down in Rochester, take a look at that, a wind chill of -2, 11 degrees in Dodge Center, 10 in St. Paul, 10 in Crystal, 9 in Blaine. These are all wind chills out there, 14 in Princeton, and 8 up to the north. Now, also, we have a little bit of light snow falling up to the north. The radar is making it look like a little bit more than it is, but the bottom line is a lot of that is not reaching the ground. A lot of it is evaporating, but there is a little bit of light flurry activity falling from Alexandria up through Brainerd and then up toward International Falls and Fargo. As we continue to move through, we do have pretty quiet conditions, some storms to our south, of course, over the weekend, and it looks as though we're going to deal with just a few more clouds both today and tomorrow than we had the last couple of days. Of course, we had just nothing but sunshine the last 2 days. There are some storms, but as we talked about all week, they're down to our south. So very quiet around here with some stormy stuff down in Texas. Northern Texas, of course, we've been talking about the snow that's been in Lubbock, Amarillo, Canadian Texas, a town just to the east of Amarillo, 10 inches of snow last week. Well, they're going to get some rain today. Look at the mountains. They're getting a little bit of snow. Let's take a look at our forecast for the Twin Cities and take a look at what's going to be going on for the next couple of days. There is a possibility that there could be some actual winter weather moving in by next week, and you'll see that in the 5-day forecast. Today, cloudy in the morning, some more sun by later today, and a daytime high in the upper 30s, low 40s. Tonight in the Twin Cities, we'll be dropping down to around 20 degrees with partly cloudy skies. And then for tomorrow, for your Sunday, plenty of sunshine. It will be a bit cooler, though, temperatures in the upper 30s. Let's take a look at the 5-day forecast. 38 today, 40 tomorrow. And then as we move through Tuesday and Wednesday, there's actually a chance of a little bit of light snow developing late Tuesday night and moving into Wednesday. And take a look at Wednesday's daytime high and low. That looks a little bit more like December. 30 for the high and 10 for the low. There actually is some very, very cold air that's perched up to the north, and there's a chance that some of that is actually going to reach the great state of Minnesota. So by midweek next week, it might look a little bit more like Christmas, which will be good for everybody. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes from the Science Museum in St. Paul. Right now, here's your viewer value.
Lee Campbell Photography is capturing priceless baby images in time for the holidays. They can create lasting memories like the beauty of a sleeping child or a newborn gently cradled in the father's hands. Today they're offering our viewers 50% off their youth sitting fees. If you have a child under 12 years of age, bring them in and let Lee and her staff capture the magic of their youth. Availability is limited, so call today and ask for the KARE 11 viewer value before your little one's all grown up.
Glad you're with us, everyone, and here's a look at what's coming up in Hour 2 of KARE 11 News Saturday. At 8:20, what's ahead for the future of NASA. At 8:30, how you can get involved in the Science Museum. And at 8:42, learning on a whole new level. It's all coming up. Check out Iggy the iguana. He sure looks happy at his new home. 4,000-pound, 40-foot sculpture greeted guests at the old museum for 21 years. And after getting a new toe and a rust treatment job, Iggy is back on his perch, welcoming school children to the new Science Museum of Minnesota's education entrance. And this morning, both Iggy and Belinda Jensen are welcoming people. Nice to see you again, Belle.
Well, nice to see you, Frank. You know, you think about coming to the Science Museum when you're young and you see Iggy as you're coming in on field trips, and then you think about coming to the Science Museum maybe when you're older with your spouse and seeing one of the Omni Theater productions. But I think where science sometimes fails is those teenage years where they kind of fall off. So we thought we'd look around the museum to find out what's cool for teenagers. So the only people that can do this are the crew from the Whatever Show. So we sent Anthony Galloway loose in the Science Museum, and this is what
our audience may think that the Science Museum is for, you know, younger kids, but what do you have to offer for teens or kids my age?
Sure, we've got a lot of really cool stuff.
How's it going, buddy? Why did you guys move from your previous location?
That's a great question. We were literally bursting at the seams. The old museum was built to serve about 500,000 people a year, and we were getting close to 1 million. So we just needed a lot more space, and with our huge collection, the Science Museum just needed space to put all of our neat new stuff on display.
She blinded me with science!
Well, show me some of the cool exhibits.
All right, let's go. This is called the Bloodstream Superhighway, and it shows how blood flows through your body. It simulates how blood flows through your body. And if you come over here to the wall, you can see the difference between your vein and your arteries.
This moves.
Your arteries pulse as blood pushes its way through.
Oh, that feels weird. Wow.
That one out.
Oh, you can put the right and left atrium.
Very good.
Remember this from biology last year.
All right. You ready for this? You gotta pull it open. Oh, God. Did you know that air expelled in a sneeze travels 100 miles per hour? 100 miles per hour. Last but not least.
Right now I'm looking at some different kinds of bacteria for my own. Oh, this is nasty.
So Anthony, you wanna go see some dinosaurs and fossils now?
Sure.
All right.
Imagine this thing coming at you like this. A lot of people just think that fossils and stuff are just to look at. Is there a lot of interaction?
Good call, Anthony. Come on over here. I'll show you a Diplodocus gizzard that you can really get your hands on.
Oh, wow.
This experiment, very hands-on, mimicking what happens to the food after the Diplodocus swallows it. So it's on about a 10 or 15-minute timer. You get the rice cakes. You have to squeeze the bag and crush the food inside.
Okay. Wow, you can just kind of sit up here and, you know, take a nap.
This is a simulated stomach of this Diplodocus right over here.
Those look like the little dinosaurs that attacked that one guy in Jurassic Park. Those little ones, those little green ones?
Yep, they sure do. So Anthony, this is the new Science Museum's Omni Theater.
Oh, wow. So what's different in this one as opposed to the last one?
So much is different. This one is state-of-the-art, cutting-edge technology. It's incredible.
How big is this place?
It's huge. In fact, the size of this room is bigger than all 7 of Shamu, the killer whale's tanks at SeaWorld.
Yeah, we beat SeaWorld. When you come here, does it to satisfy fun or learning?
Definitely a combination of both. The main focus here is that science is fun, helping visitors explore the changing world through experiencing science.
Well, Jim Peterson, the president of the Science Museum, joins us this morning in the Rivers Gallery, and the Whatever Kids found a lot of cool things to walk around and check out.
A lot of stuff here for everybody.
So you've done a good job. Every age group.
Oh, it's about lifelong learning.
Yeah.
Little kids, big kids, and really older kids.
What a big feat this was to move this across town. It took 7 years, $99 million, but it's 93 years in the making of people being interested in the Science Museum, people donating amazing amounts of money, right?
Incredible community feat. It really has been a community effort.
And, and I think the neatest part about it is that the location, because obviously being right here on the river, you have so much to work with. We're in the Rivers Gallery right now, but people can come here and not only enjoy all the things inside, but the views are so fabulous.
Fabulous views. It's a great site. We have a lot of space around the museum as well. I think that's going to become very popular. Lots of green space, lots of space to do things outside as well as inside. We wanted to connect the inside of the museum to the outside. Science doesn't just happen inside, it happens outside as well. So.
It sure does.
And we want to make some nice connections to the river, and I think we've done that.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of people plan their visits to come to the Science Museum really around the Omni Theater and what's showing at the Omni Theater. I know I went to Alaska, and I went to Everest, and I brought groups of people, and a lot of people do that. So right now we have migrations. Talk about that for a second.
Great migrations. It's about movements, large-scale movements of animals. So there are whales, and there are birds, lots of wonderful bird migrations, and the beautiful butterfly migration. Yeah, it's incredible scenes.
Which is from here down to Mexico, so it has a huge Minnesota connection. What other Omni Theater productions can people look forward to seeing in the next, as we go into 2000?
May, the dolphins are coming. It's a wonderful film about dolphins. And then following that, a terrific film about wolves that we're engaged in the making of that film. It's a wonderful film.
You not only purchased some of these films, you're actually making some of them as well. And right now you're making one with Jane Goodall?
Yes, we are. That film will be finished late in '01 or perhaps '02. It's about Jane Goodall and her work with the chimps. Wonderful figure, wonderful scientist, and a terrific personality. And the chimps are pretty neat, too. Yeah.
And it's produced here locally, which is neat. And then, of course, other museums around the country will be buying it. And,
yeah, exactly.
And so it must be kind of neat to have the new museum in the country. Because really, this is it right now.
It is. It is. We're kind of in the spotlight with respect to other museums right now. And we like that a lot. It's a lot of expectations because people look to us for some leadership with a new place and what are we doing and what's new and what kinds of new things have we employed here.
We're sitting in front of a really neat thing and we're looking at different views of where it used to look right here. Of course, that's the present day. But if you look back to prehistoric times, it is pretty amazing what this used to look like right here. Waterfalls, buffalo. And then as we move into the 1800s, it is just really a neat thing. This is just one of the things that people can look. And I mean, I didn't realize this.
That's downtown St. Paul.
Isn't that amazing?
Downtown St. Paul about 10,000 years ago, and this one a little over 100 years ago.
Yeah.
And that's the site that we're on, right here, right outside the windows here.
Yeah.
This is the upper landing site in downtown, and this picture was taken last year. So it's the same view.
With the high bridge there.
Yeah, it's a neat way of showing changes in geological time.
Yeah, it is really neat, and these are some great changes that we're dealing with right now, and people in Minnesota should be really lucky that this is the time that they're here and they can check it all out.
Oh, well, they need to do that. They need to come down. We're anxious to have them come and enjoy the new place.
And I have to tell you that the president just doesn't walk around and do things. Yesterday I saw him on his hands and knees actually picking up a couple of things and looking for some kind of extension cord. So he is really working hard here. I'm serious. I saw you downstairs.
Everybody's
You're working hard
to be
They
ready.
really are.
Yeah,
so thank you so much for joining us, and this museum is going to be so much fun.
It's great to have you here.
All right, Jim. Thanks so much. Well, we're going to be back in just a couple of minutes. We have a split Saturday morning show. Frank's over in Golden Valley, and I'm over here in St. Paul at the Science Museum, and we'll be back in just a couple of minutes. But first of all, here's Joan Steffen with something to think about.
You know what?
Nothing about me this time, just two great quotes to ponder about the act of giving. Here's one. We make a living by what we get, and a life by what we give. I like that one. And this one is from the man who played Spock on Star Trek. Leonard Nimoy says, the miracle is this. The more we share, the more we have. Apparently you can learn a lot in outer space. It's something to think about.
And here's Perk at Play. Check it out.
Okay, here's your ticket, sir. Enjoy the museum. You do know that there's only 5 minutes left. We close in 5 minutes.
What?
Yeah, the museum's only open till 9.
Okay, great. Hey, you! No running! Welcome to the Mississippi River Gallery. All right, cool. Whoa, Loon! Is that one of them jackrabbits? It's one of them red-headed thingamajiggas. What do you do with this? These are just replicas of river fish. This is. Oh, it's not even real? It's not even real? No. Okay. Come through. Oh, wow, you got your deals here, a little hemoglobin, a plasmatic arterial defibrillator deal. How long does this take? I don't have this kind of time. We've got him. I'm level 4. Are you looking at me? The lab. DNA. Fascinating. Not the bear, not the bear! Oh, shoot, running out of time. Oh, ooh, look, waves.
This one's really nice. Sometimes you might get a giant field jacket with just little tiny fragments in it. This one you can see how much rock there is.
What's going on? Nate, I got him on level 3. I got him, I'm on my way. All right, time to go, pal. Come on, let's go. No. I didn't get my Tyrannosaurus Rex souvenir penny.
Do yourself a favor and give yourself a little bit more than just 5 minutes. Eric Perkins, KARE 11 Sports.
We might want to switch that young man to decaf. Well, we're going to head back to the Science Museum live with Belinda in just a minute. First, though, check out the sports scores from overnight.
You are what it is that makes the world go around for me. You are what I need to make me feel good about myself. You see, I love you so much I can never do without you. So I'm like a busy honeybee. I'm always hungry for it. How can anyone ignore it? Surely everybody will agree that you are what it is to make the cloud go around the sky. Oh yeah, you got what it takes.
For the first time this morning, the doors will swing open on one of the largest movie theaters in the world, and it's right here in the Twin Cities. And I'm standing right at the entrance of this Omni Theater. This is where everyone will come in. They'll go through these 2 doors, and the film is right there. It's called Migrations. It's so heavy that it has to lay on its side. It takes 2 people to pick it up. So just like the old theater, they show you what the film looks like. You know, this is an actual $4.5 million project. It took 2 years just to get this theater done. And inside this theater, it is just humongous. It has as many seats as a 747, but you know what? They're all first class. And this morning, Phil Johnston gives us a sneak peek behind the scenes.
Keeping in mind IMAX is the world's largest film format,
The films, they're about 3.5 miles of film.
you can kind of think of the Science Museum's new Omni Theater as a movie theater on steroids.
The new Omni Theater compared to the old Omni Theater is bigger and better and much improved.
Maybe you're thinking, so what, another Omni Theater, that's nothing new. But we can just about guarantee you've never seen anything like this anywhere in the world. Take that screen behind me. At 7 stories high, 92 feet across, it's the biggest screen of its kind in the world. But one screen wasn't good enough for the Science Museum of Minnesota. They also have, in this very room, the world's largest rotating domed screen. But fitting the 2 biggest movie screens in the world into the same room is no small feat.
They will see the dome rotate from over their heads down in front of them for projecting of films.
Supported by 22 tons of counterweight, the dome screen rotates into position like a gigantic convertible, a process that takes about 4 minutes in real time.
The uniqueness factor being that we have the only rotating dome screen in the United States.
It's all part of the IMAX experience, which is supposed to make you feel like you're inside the movie.
It's called a QTRU unit, so they feed from the center.
But just getting the movie onto the screen is an experience in itself.
Basically keeping the film tops and bottoms figured out as you go. Make sure I did. Top to top to top.
With all this technology, it is still possible for a human being to load a film upside down. Joseph Pillsbury makes sure that doesn't happen from the control room on the first floor. But that's not where the film is shown.
I load it from this floor, and then the projector itself, let me make sure I got that right, goes up. These 2 chain-driven elevators on either side of me. Goes up these 31 feet.
Sticking with the bigger is better theme, the climb to the projection area is the longest in the industry. But if the audience isn't into it, none of those records mean a thing.
Journey to the ends of the earth to witness the magic and the enduring mysteries of the world's greatest migrations.
If 9-year-old Otis Huber is a typical critic,
they're pretty good haulers for little babies.
the new theater was worth its $4.5 million price tag.
That was the coolest movie.
Because from a 4th grader, there's no higher praise than this.
And it kind of hurts. It feels like you're going to throw up, but you just don't.
While less inclined to use that particular description, the Omni Theater is getting rave reviews from adults, too.
Well, I'd say it's magical because you're looking all over the place. It's just beautiful.
The view is much better. The sound is amazing. Like the seats almost rumble with, with the noise.
Of all nature's migrators, none
And that's the point, to make you feel like you're in the movies without ever leaving your seat.
You may find a lot of IMAX theaters in the United States, but you're only going to find one like this here in downtown St. Paul.
to witness the magic and the enduring mysteries of the world's greatest migrations.
Bill Johnston, KARE 11 News.
If you're planning to come to the Omni Theater, you need to make a reservation. It's a good idea. If you really want to see a show, make sure you call this number, 651-221-9444. And just like the old museum, they're on the hour every hour. But if you're coming here and you're going to be here for 3 hours and you want to see that movie one time in those 3 hours, you might want to do that. And maybe just like 747s, they should actually put those bags in the seats here for this theater. I think it's going to be pretty exciting for everybody to check out. I'm really looking forward to seeing it. Well, coming up in just a couple of minutes, we're going to head back to Golden Valley, and Frank is going to check out all the gizmos that are great for this holiday season. And actually, some of these gifts actually talk to each other, these toys. So we'll be right back. Stay with us.
Welcome back, everyone. Trying to find out that perfect gadget for the gadget lover in your family. Well, we have some help for you this morning. Dick DeBartolo, the GizWiz, coming to us live from Rockefeller Center in New York. Good morning, Dick.
Good morning. Yeah, I have some really neat stuff, Frank. Amazing for kids on new chat pals from Mattel. There's Tigger and Pooh. And you know what? They have built-in microphones. They tell jokes, they tell stories, but when your child responds, they actually turn to face your child, and they have infrared technology, so when a new chat pal comes into the room, they talk to each other and your child. So it's really amazing interactive toy.
That's tremendous. How? What kind of price are those?
$40 or less, so it's really a good deal. And they have random games to play. It's great fun. Cassie has something brand new. It's the LK30 keyboard. It has 100 built-in songs, 100 built-in tones. It even has built-in sound effects for family fun. And if you want to learn how to play the keyboard, well, all you do is follow the lighted keys. So it's great fun at the holidays, any time of the year, actually. $229 and $50 from the stand, the Casio LK30. Very big this holiday season are MP3 players. That's where you download music from the internet through your computer. A brand new one is the Lyra from RCA. So you plug your card in, comes with that little docking station, go on the internet, select your favorite songs. And since it's a solid state recording, you can run and jog with your MP3 player and it won't bounce. The RCA shows you the song title and the album under $200, and you can get up to over 2 hours of music on one of those memory cards.
Wonderful. You customize whatever you want.
Exactly, and the sound is really great as playing it before air. Now, if you want to send and get email, but you're afraid to buy a computer or the kids are always on the computer, this is a great idea from VTech. It's called the Email Post Box, and all it does is get and send email, but it's under $100. Great way to stay in touch with the kids, but available only over the internet at www.vtechworld.com. And if you don't have a computer at all, call 888-GO-VTech. And you want the email post box. Braun has something brand new and a special price for the holidays. It's the 6520 Flex Integral Shaver. Charges in just an hour. It has a triple shaving system, and it actually shaves very close. This morning before the show, I only used the Braun to shave. It's very comfortable. And the special price is under $100 for Christmas, including this special carry case. So that's the Braun 6520. And everybody likes pictures at Christmas time. Well, there's a brand new camera from Fuji called the Endeavor 3000. It's one of those advanced photo system cameras. It's very small, fits in the palm of your hand. It has multi-flash modes, including red eye reduction. You can actually title your photos using the LCD screen in the back, drop-in loading, 3 different formats on 1 roll of film. You can get back an index print, so when you want to have copies made, real easy to do. And finally, if you happen to have a Mad fan in your family, you may know that GizWiz is also Mad's Maddest Writer. Every magazine Mad ever printed from issue 1 through the end of 1998 is on this new 7 CD-ROM collection.
Oh, that's tremendous.
Totally Mad. Yeah, I have 500 pieces in that CD-ROM.
Wow. I love it. You know, did the 650 Braun shaver, did it work around the edges
You
there?
know what? No, I know. Everybody says you missed a spot.
Ah.
No, it's actually a very close, comfortable shave, but nothing touches my stash.
I understand. That's why you're Dick DeBartolo, Dick. That's you.
That's it.
And you are the GizWiz. We appreciate you being with us. Neat ideas.
Okay. And happy holidays to you and your viewers.
Absolutely. Thank you. They appreciate that.
Okay, bye, Frank.
And folks, if you need to check out some of those items, want a second look, go ahead and tune to KARE11.com on our website, and we'll have more information there. We'll be right back.
Well, year after year when I was a kid and you go to the Science Museum and let's say you got hungry, there was basically one place to choose, and let's be honest, it was marginal. The members asked for it, the Science Museum listened. If you get hungry now, there are 3 places to choose. This, of course, being the grandest of all. We are at the Elements Cafe, and this view is something to chew on. What are some of the things you're going to be serving? What are some of the things people can look forward to eating here?
Pastas, daily specials, carvings, ham, roast beef, you name it, a lot of different items.
First place that you encounter when you walk into the Science Museum is the Omni Stop. And Angela's here. This is the first day. What are people ordering?
Mochas and glazed nuts.
Well, you know, the bottom line is, I know you know a lot about the muffins and the Starbucks and those glazed nuts, but the bottom line is that pterodactyl real?
That is very real.
How about having lunch with this guy? We're in the Chomps Cafe hanging out with one of the paleontologists, which is, another wonderful thing about coming to the Science Museum because you can just have lunch with paleontologists.
The third one is called Chomp. It's down near the Dinosaurs and Fossils Gallery. And you can get your hard-dipped ice cream down there, some sandwiches, also a good spot. So you don't have to leave the galleries to get some food and a place to sit down.
Okay, let's be honest. You worked here, you worked at the other one, you got a lot of friends who work here. How excited are you about having these good restaurants here?
I am so excited. It is wonderful.
Well, the Omni Stop is just one of the restaurants, and they're getting ready for all the visitors on this opening day. Look at Roxanne made at home by herself, by hand, all these donuts. Now, look at how big this place is. I'm just on a landing between the 5th floor and the 4th floor, but where the old bones are are down on the 3rd floor, and you can see some of those down there. This museum is big enough to hold lots of old bones. And Greg Vandegrift has more details on the dinosaurs.
Downtown St. Paul's a living, breathing museum. A city aging gracefully in the shadows of concrete dinosaurs.
The oldest thing in downtown St. Paul, Landmark Center.
The Coney Island building.
The soil, the river.
Old Man River sounds oldest.
There must be a rock or something somewhere that's the oldest.
But this rock's truly older than dirt.
And this is actually a fossil of algae remains that existed in Minnesota 2.3 billion years ago.
St. Paul's oldest relic is in the heart of its newest concrete dinosaur, the new Science Museum's Dinosaurs and Fossils Gallery.
Well, it's sort of like the old is new again in a lot of
But paleontology director Andy Redline and his fossils had to do a little time travel to get here. Last spring, crews played puzzle, taking down the exhibits at the old museum.
It was not built to be moved.
The crews then moved time a half-dozen blocks. The remains of the past eventually were reborn in a gallery twice the size of the old one.
Oh, bigger is always better because as far as things from the past, kids just love to see dinosaur and other fossil skeletons, and so the more you have out there, the more things for them to see, the more they get excited.
For kids, the new museum with several new skeletons is anything but a graveyard of the past. It's heaven, with several interactive exhibits.
Then it passes through the digestive system and out the body.
This exhibit shows how swallowed rocks helped the museum's largest dinosaur, the Diplodocus, digest dinner.
They're interactive exhibits that model the way these dinosaurs were when they were alive. Rather than talk about them as the dead things, we talk about them as living creatures because they did live once on Earth.
A lot of rice cakes could pile up in the stomach of that Diplodocus. This 560-gallon drum represents the big belly, and it invites a special kind of indigestion, mobs of kids passing back and forth.
And by turning this button, you can actually...
Ultimately, about a dozen new interactive exhibits turn dinosaur gallery visitors into scientists.
And so you get to be, in a sense, an investigator of the past by doing something yourself.
The biggest new attraction in the dinosaur gallery is the Stegosaurus. Still smiling after all these years, it seems to tell visitors they're in for a good time.
We're trying things for all audiences, really.
In St. Paul, Greg Vandegrift, KARE 11 News.
Well, coming up in just a couple of minutes, we're going to be talking to the head of NASA, and he'll let us know what he's doing here at the museum. Frank?
Excellent. Did you set off the fire alarm there?
I did. Crazy stuff is going on.
All right.
We'll be back,
also,
though, we
we'll have
promise.
the Eastview Choir here on our site, so stick around for the next hour, everyone.